lawsuit. So you all heard Shannon Sharpe. He's being sued again. Oh man,
another one
for $20 million from this woman, Mrs. Tillman, Jay Tillman, because I'm going to mess up her first name. I apologize. Jay Tillman is suing Shannon Sharpe because he has some false narratives that he's been painting about her in the public eye. Shannon Sharpe said she went to this Usher concert, that she was married. She was doing some things that a married woman shouldn't be doing with Usher, and that her husband's divorcing her. And now Ms. Tillman is saying, nope, I've never been married. I'm not married. I'm single, and I was just at the concert having a good time. She claims that she asked Shannon Sharpe multiple times to stop disseminating this type of information, and he said, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Let's go ahead and get into this lawsuit. Wow, shout out to Document Things for posting this over on X. We've got Jay Tillman versus Shannon Sharpe, Shay Media, and Chad Ochocinco and Christina Deer. Oh, they got everybody in here. Defendant's notice of removal. Here we go. Please take note that pursuant to 28 USC, blah, blah, here we go. Shannon Sharpe and Shay Media hereby remove the United States District Court from the Southern District of New York in the civil pending against the U.S. Circuit Court. Here we go. Introduction. On April 24th, 2025, the plaintiff, Jay Tillman, pro se, she filed this on her own, filed a complaint against Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco, none of whom are Illinois citizens, in the Circuit Court of Cook County, Illinois. In her complaint, the plaintiff brought forth claims for libel and defamation against defendants and seeks compensatory and punitive damages in the amount of $20 million. The plaintiff alleges that she served Mr. Sharpe on June 27th of this year, or June 29th. To the best of Shay Media's knowledge, it has not been served in this matter. Moreover, in the state record, there is no affidavit of service on Shay Media. The removal is therefore timely and complies with the U.S. as the court has diversity jurisdiction over the plaintiff's state laws. Okay, here's the background. On April 24th of 2025, the plaintiff pro se filed the operative complaint in the Circuit Court of Cook County, Illinois, captioned Tillman versus Shannon Sharpe. On either June 27th or June 29th, the plaintiff alleges that she served Mr. Sharpe, and see Exhibit 2, a full state court record of affidavit service. To date, the plaintiff is not represented by counsel and appears pro se. Shout out to her for doing this on her own. It's a lot of work. To the best of Shay Media's knowledge, it has been served in this matter. Moreover, in the state's court record, there is no affidavit of service on Shay Media. Any up-to-date copy of all filings on the state's docket in Exhibit 2, together Exhibits 1 and 2 comprise all filings and information to date within the state proceeding. Okay, so now they're asking for this to be removed because she did this on her own and didn't include all the proper information. And then they have this here because Shannon Sharpe isn't in Illinois. And then let's go down and get to some of these exhibits. All right. So here's a certificate of service, and they have that she's been served. Then we've got all this information here. And actually, let me see. I'm going to see if I could find one more thing. This is the complaint for defamation. Here we go. The parties, the plaintiff, Jay Tillman, an individual residing in Chicago, Illinois, defendant Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco, associates of Shay Media. What does she say? On April 2nd of 2025, I participated in a fan engagement moment at an Usher Raymond concert where I interacted with the artist as a selected audience member. Following the event, the defendant made and disseminated false and defamatory statements suggesting that I was married and that my husband was filing for divorce due to my participation in this audience experience. I'm not married, nor am I currently going through a divorce. I was not married at the time of the fan participation moment during the Usher concert. The defendant's false narrative was shared widely across their platforms, reaching millions of followers. Right, here's the effects of that viral spread of the video and this disseminated narrative. Despite my clear and public refutation of the false narrative, including appearances on national media outlets such as WGN News. We talked about the Ricky Smiley morning show. Within 72 hours of the viral story, the defendants continued to post the defamatory content across their social media platforms. I made numerous efforts to contact the defendants to request the removal of this false narrative, but the requests were disregarded. Libel and defamation. The statements made by the defendants are false and defamatory, causing significant harm to my character and reputation. Their continued dissemination of these false statements after I publicly clarified my marital status demonstrates a reckless disregard for the truth. Here's the impact. The ongoing misinformation has resulted in emotional distress for the plaintiff, damaged her reputation, and adversely affected her personal and professional relationships. The plaintiff seeks to hold the defendant accountable for their negligence in allowing these libelous statements to persist. All right, and here's the complaint for defamation continued. Parties, the plaintiff, J. Tillman, an individual residing in Chicago. She says relief requested. The plaintiff seeks compensatory and punitive damages in the amount of $20 million from Shay Shay, oh my gosh, and its representative affiliates for the defamation against her, as well as any further relief deemed appropriate by the court. Conclusion. The plaintiff respectfully requests the court grant the relief as outlined above and any additional reliefs that is just and proper. Okay, so that's the initial filing as Exhibit 1. Now, I want to get y'all's thoughts on this, but it seems like obviously she's representing herself. This is filed pro se, which means she doesn't have an attorney. First off, I wonder if she took this to someone and they said, I'm not comfortable filing this. I don't think this is a good or winnable case. Secondly, if she didn't, this is absolutely great advertisement. Think about Tony Busby for a second. If she hasn't went to Tony Busby and she hasn't tried to talk to Tony Busby and he sees this after winning a case with Shannon Sharpe, you think he might pick up the phone and give her a call? You think he might say, hey, I saw that you filed this lawsuit pro se. Good job. I want to find out what's going on with this. What happened? Do you have the evidence of the YouTube video? I know you went on the social media platforms. You went on national media and talked about it. Maybe let's have a conversation. Maybe somebody else has a conversation with her about what went down. And then she's able to find an attorney for this. So that's the first thing. The second part of this is if she has all this evidence and if she meets all these factors for her being attacked and being an issue, why hasn't an attorney taken this already? Why did she have to file this pro se? I can imagine a simple consultation someone would have wanted to take this. Could it be the amount that she's looking for? Could it be that she's asking for $20 million and they say, okay, $20 million, that's probably too much. I don't know how you're going to say that Shannon Sharpe is going to owe you $20 million. What would be the reason there? Because I look at this and I see, it seems like it's pretty straightforward to me. She's not a public figure. This could harm her reputation. And Shannon Sharpe, he straight up lied and continued to lie. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment in the chat. Do you think this is going to hold up? It's looking like she's most likely going to have to refile this. We'll see what the judge decides, and I'll keep you up to date on this as well.